Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Code Annual General Meeting 2023. My name is Matthew Sheehan. I'm the president of Code. And before we begin, I'd like to Code acknowledges that our association spans land across Turtle Island, which is the traditional territory of many Indigenous peoples. We honor them as the original storytellers and stewards of this land. We never forget their legacies, and when we learn well the lessons that our descendants have to teach us about living on and with the earth. We will practice the sign of respect, acknowledge the rich history of these lands and Indigenous nations, honor the truth of the past, and uphold our original treaty, the Two-Row Wampum, to peacefully care for the land and each other through our drama and dance teaching practices. And I right now am coming at you from the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Wendat Huron peoples. Here at Code, we decided long when we created our land acknowledgement, it was important to call to action because in a land acknowledgement, there needs to be something, an impetus, something that we can tangible that we can do in our practice to further decolonization and reconciliation in these lands. So I'd like to pass things over to Tessa Loftus for routine business.
All right, I'm looking for someone to call to adopt the minutes of the, or sorry, the minutes of the 2022 annual general meeting.
Can your volume go louder, Tessa?
Maybe my voice can just go louder. Is that helpful? Okay, so I'm looking for someone to call to adopt the minutes from the 2022 AGM. And I can't see anyone's video really, so.
Hi, Sherry Ann will adopt the minutes.
Thank you, and I am looking for someone to second those minutes.
Hi, John Parker will second that motion.
Thank you, John Parker. And I'm looking for someone to call to adopt the agenda of today's meeting.
Jane DeLuzio.
Thank you, Jane. And a seconder.
Alicia Annett.
Thank you, Alicia. And please tell me if I spelt it.
Annett. That's right.
Perfect. All right. I would pass it back to Matthew, but I am acting as membership manager right now because it's been a vacant role for a long time. So I'm going to quickly do a membership summary and then I will pass it back to him. So as of June 10th, 2023, Code had a very healthy membership. Something we're quite proud of is that we have a number of elementary school school-wide memberships, including a few boards that have purchased school-wide memberships for their entire school board. Group memberships are something that we have been pursuing because it's great that teachers, whether or not they're a drama and dance specialist, are gaining access to our resources. I'm just going to quickly give you an overview. Some of the school boards that are currently using the school-wide membership are the Halton District School Board, Limestone District School Board, Thames Valley, York Catholic, and the Algonquin Lakeshore Catholic District School Board. We have a number of other school boards that have contacted us, and we're hoping that those go through in the future. We'll report about those next year. But Code has now a website page specifically for information about group membership. And that's it for me.
Excellent. So from highlights from the executive report, I'd like to call upon past President Jane DeLuzio.
Hi, everyone. I just have very briefly to point out a couple of things from the larger report. The most interesting of the work that I got involved in that this past year was to work with both OFIA, the Physical and Health Education Association, and also with the Halton Board's Rebecca Richardson, who works in charge of phys ed and also dance. And we dealt with issues in both of these. So Code and OFIA have agreed that their dance is not a team that goes from school to school, and that if people are doing intramural dance, they won't find safety guidelines in OFIA and should refer back to their school. So if you go into the OFIA safety guidelines, it will have a statement about dance. It will also have a link to the Code website. In terms of the Halton Board, the big concern was the use of acrobatics in some high school's dance credit courses. And they have banned gymnastics at Halton from phys ed credit courses and felt that for the same reason, dance credit courses shouldn't have acrobatics because the teachers aren't usually trained appropriately. They don't have the skills and knowledge, and it also isn't in the curriculum whatsoever and really doesn't belong in dance and education. And that was we all agreed on that. So I just wanted to point those out for people who out there who see this and want to answer questions about that. We have a dance liaison, Joanna Perlis, you can reach out to, and you can reach out to me if you also want to do that. And the last thing I'm going to say is that I had a challenging year on a personal note. As a single-sided deaf person, I was very luckily blessed to receive a cochlear implant, but it requires a lot of deep training. I had barely begun it for 2 months when I contracted breast cancer, and I've spent most of the rest of the time recovering. And now I'm in the last step of being on a drug for 5 years, and I'm having all kinds of horrible side effects. So why I'm saying all this is because I think there's a lot of people with different trauma since COVID, during COVID, and after COVID. And I think it's important to be able to say it's been a tough time. And I think it's really important to say that I have so much gratitude for the Code Board, their support unwaveringly, and I'm grateful. That's it for me.
Thank you, Jane. We're also extremely grateful for you. So I love when you say you took a step back, but I'm pretty sure I heard from you a lot during those times and we chatted. So your step back is still pretty awesome. So time for the president report, which is me, Matthew Sheehan. And as I begin my AGM oral report, I want to start by highlighting all the amazing work from our extraordinary board over the past fiscal year. We've recovered in many ways from the COVID-19 pandemic, but barriers, hurdles, and challenges still remained. And these challenges were met with dedication, professionalism, and collegiality as we worked through them together. October 2022 saw the first Code in-person conference in 2019 at the Sheraton in Hamilton. I was privileged to be able to co-present with my colleague Arwin Carpenter a roundtable discussion titled Access Points, Creating Meaningful Connections to Indigenous Issues and Material Through Drama and Dance, which sparked a lot of meaningful conversations and questioning around the incorporation of Indigenous content in the drama and dance classroom. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our 3 co-chairs of that conference, Daniel Lalonde, Jeff Newberry, and Sharon Connolly, as well as their team for their hard work and making that conference come to life. My past fiscal year started with a visit to Iceland to attend the International Drama and Education Association's Drama and Education Congress, as well as to attend as a delegate and present a workshop entitled Erasing the Margins, Drama Addressing Inequities Without Appropriation of Voice at the adjoining conference Drama for All. Code is not alone in the work we do. Attending the Congress strengthens relationships and connections to like-minded organizations around the world and enhanced our access to professionals and practitioners in the world of drama and education. Based on this visit and workshop, I was invited to work with Drama Victoria President Andrew Byrne on an idea webinar on December 3rd that has since been posted to our ongoing series Code Conversations on YouTube, discussing meaningful inclusions and utilization of Indigenous knowledge and content from a Canadian and Australian perspective. The conversation lives on the Code YouTube channel, and I invite everyone to watch. Andrew is a person whom I admire very much, and it was an honor to share the virtual space with him. And on a side note, that conversation and our presentations was supposed to be 30 minutes long, and it ended up being an hour and a half because we just kept talking back and forth, and it was really, really epic. And I was really thankful, and we have maintained a relationship since. So it's been really key. A key moment that I want to highlight was attending the Ontario Secondary School Dance Fest in May. Code and OSSDF have recently rekindled a relationship to continue to support and develop each other as organizations. I was unable to stay for the entire event, but in the time I was there, the energy, passion, and skill that was on display was magnificent. I look forward to being able to return this year to experience Dance Fest 2024. One final moment that I'd like to highlight from my report spanned the majority of the year and culminated in a visit to Young People's Theatre in Toronto on June 17th. As Code President, I was approached by Dr. Abigail Shabte from York University to lend her support, along with Young People's Theatre, to a project she created to obtain funding to do further research into drama as a research methodology. I took part in a panel discussion at the June event, Children, Youth, and Performance, entitled Strengthening Drama as a Research Method in Communities, Schools, and Research Institutions. The grant application followed by panel discussion of the first 2 steps of an ongoing collaboration. I'm excited to see how Code can contribute and what conclusions and recommendations are made following the study. As I stated when I began my report, I'm privileged to work with an extraordinary board of volunteers. Some of those individuals will not be returning to the Code Management Board this fall. I'd like to take a second to say goodbye to the outgoing members of that management board, to our Northeast Coordinator, Lynn Roberge, our Central East Coordinator, Andrew Ferroni, Equity Chair, Megan Park, Website Publications, Raquel Casasante, and West Coordinator, Leslie Turcott. As a board, we thank you for everything that you've done for Code to strengthen drama and dance across Ontario. And on that note, I just want to say there are a lot of amazing people coming in, a lot of amazing people going out. And even though you're not going to be members of the Code board anymore, obviously you will still be connected and we'll still be doing amazing work together moving forward. So I'm really excited for that to come. Now, unfortunately, Ray McDonald was unable to join us this evening. So the executive administrator report can be seen in our board reports posted to the Code website and is there for anyone to look at, and any questions can be emailed directly to Ray or myself for any clarification. So I'd like to pass things over to Sherry Ann Byrne and the treasurer report.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sherry Ann Byrne. I'm the treasurer, and I'm happy to report that fiscally Code is in a very good, healthy position right now. And as mentioned previously, a lot of that has to do with the increase of school-wide memberships that are being purchased board-wide for their schools, which is great and allows increase of access to educators for resources to bring drama and dance into their classroom spaces, which is wonderful. This year, many of our expenditures were the same, but for the first time, as was mentioned, we had a 3-day weekend conference. And while that conference left us in a very slight loss of about $100, it was well worth it for the relationship building and the camaraderie and the opportunity for people to come together to celebrate drama and dance education and build capacity and learn together in collaboration. Other than that, the only highlight for me would be right before the end of the last year was an initiative that began and was introduced to us through the Equity Committee lead, Megan Park, which has turned into a project that's going to be released in this year, connected to the Right to Read inquiry report, and those resources will be available in this year moving forward. So thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you, Sherry Ann. Now I'm going to pass things over to Vice President Tessa Lofthouse.
I almost forgot to unmute. In the previous fiscal year, I worked on establishing 2 committees, the French Language Content Committee and the Webinar Committee. The French Language Content Committee has been incredibly successful. We've got many new members. People are very excited about content being created in French that involves whole body learning, rich connections and integrations with other subjects. And just as a French immersion teacher, I know how hard it is to find things that are already translated for you. So that's been wonderful. The webinar committee has been doing our best to put together a series of webinars, and for many reasons, some of those have not been able to happen, but we're hoping this fiscal year we'll have some more success. I forwarded some priorities to our web management team for next steps in development after welcoming John Parker to our team. He's been doing a great job, and I had the opportunity to represent Code a few times, presenting a workshop at the Association Canadienne des Professionnels d'Immersion, the Canadian Association for Immersion Professionals, about using drama to teach French. And also I attended the ETFO Arts Conference and represented Code there, which I think is an amazing initiative, and hopefully we can continue to build a relationship with them. And then I had the pleasure of attending the OTF Curriculum Forum on behalf of Matthew a couple of times, and that was wonderful.
Thank you so much, Tessa. Now I'm going to pass things over to our past president, Jane DeLuzio, who, according to our constitution, is in charge of our elections for our management board. Jane?
Well, we have no need for an election because we have no contested positions. So this means that we have a full slate, and we have three people in appointed positions because they were happened before. We'd been searching for people for some time to fill the Northeast and the membership. So these people were appointed before today, before this event. The rest of the people all were nominated appropriately and supported, and they some are incumbents, some are new people. And so I'm going to say that everybody is now officially in their positions as of this moment because we don't have an election. So congratulations to all of you who are returning and all of you who are new. We welcome you. If you're new, you'll get lots of information very, very soon. And I want to hand it back to Matt because I think the president should be able to name us and welcome all our people. So if you'll wave or do something at the screen when it's your position, and not everybody could be here tonight, but here we go, Matt.
Okay, well, I have a plan for that. So Tessa, if we could stop sharing the screen for a sec, okay? And then every single person turn your cameras off. Everyone turn your cameras off. And then like, once I say your name, if you're here, you're gonna just turn your camera on, and you're going to give us a little wave. Jane, your camera's still on. All right, there we go. All right, so up first on my list here, I have membership manager Mehek Arif.
Hi, I'm Mehek. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. And then up next, we have website manager John Parker. And after John, we have dance liaison Joanna Perlis.
Hi, everybody.
Then after that, we have drama liaison Daniel Schneiderman. And then after Daniel, we have the social media chair Nargis Moisen.
Hi, everyone.
And I'm trying to find, I had our new equity chair was going to be here tonight, but couldn't make it at the last second. It is Miggy Esteban, and I had a picture. So here, there's for the official records. It came with the email. So after that, Central East Regional Coordinator Diana Hawkins, who also couldn't be here this evening, followed by East Regional Coordinator Giselle Paquette. And Northeast Regional Coordinator Anthony Achetti. Hey, it's a nice face. I like that face. And also with Anthony is Paula Ruddy in that role. Central West Regional Coordinator Kathleen Karpenchuk. West Regional Coordinator Laurel Brown. I didn't want to go on. I know you're there, Laurel, so are you able to give us a wave? So in the Northwest region, we have Heather Newman. And our Toronto Regional Coordinator is Tracy Thompson. And there's Laurel Brown. So I want to thank everyone for joining us and for all those reports today. And I'm really excited about this upcoming next year, I should say, because we have executive elections next year, and some exciting things on the horizon with Code, some amazing new energy and new friends. And if there are there any questions before we adjourn this annual general meeting? Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And I'm going to, oh, Tessa, am I missing something? Nope.
No, I was
Wait.
gonna just chat to people after we finish recording.